Hey, what's up guys? It's AJ. So for this particular video, I wasn't able to upload it when I went on the adventure with Variety Victory and Ghost Anime because I got arrested and there was a case. So now that I finally beat the case after 2 years, I'm able to upload it. So this video was a couple days leading up to SCMM 2017. So for this particular video, I'm gonna do a voiceover because unfortunately I did not have my microphone plugged in on the camera. So I got a video of everything, but no audio. So leading up to the arrest, I left Corpus Christi around 8 or 9 p.m., give or take, because I had to be at Right of Victory's house in Austin before midnight because he has children and I don't wanna show up too late where it wakes everybody up. When I finally got pulled over in Austin, I was literally about 30 minutes away from his house. You know, for moments like these, they're very historical to me. So I would just like bust out laughing. I'm like, man, I can't believe, I got pulled over. And the officer approaches me. We're gonna call this officer, Officer Hernandez. We'll just give him that name. So I say hi to the officer. And so he tells me he clocked me at 130 miles per hour in like a 65 mile per hour zone on the freeway. So immediately when he asked me for my documents, I told the officer, I'm gonna reach for my wallet on my left pocket, because you always wanna let the officer know where your hands are at all times. So after I give him my documents, I immediately put my hands on the tank bag so he can see my hands. And then right away, you can tell like the officer gets relaxed and just understands the situation that's unfolding. So I'm right here explaining to the officer that yeah, I'm terribly sorry, officer. Yeah, I know I messed up. I was trying to get to my friend's house before midnight so we can head out around 5 in the morning to California. So he's like, man, dude, it's a very dangerous speed. Something bad could happen. And I fully understand what I've done and I'm gonna face the consequences. I told him, yes, officer, I'm sorry. So after he takes my documents, he looks at my ID, he looks at my insurance. He's like, all right, just hold on tight. Let me go run it through the system and see if, everything's all right. So at this point, there's two ways how this can unfold. Either they're gonna give us a warning or they're gonna arrest us. So I'm contemplating what might happen after this. So I'm waiting there for a couple minutes, waiting for the officer to come back with my documents and my ID. And that's when another squad car pulls up. That's when I get nervous, because when a second car pulls up, that means something's bad, something's wrong in that situation. So, I'm waiting, and then the other officer comes and talks to me, and we'll call her Officer Thompson in this situation. So the first thing she tells me is that if it were up to me, I'd book you right now. So in other words, she doesn't care much for bikers. I understand what I've done again, so I'm like, yes ma'am, no ma'am. She stops a lot of bikers, racing and this and that. And I told her, I was just trying to get to point A to point B because I had to be there before midnight and this and that, yada, yada. I basically told her the same thing I told Officer Hernandez. So yeah, she's disregarding everything I'm telling her. I'm like, no, that's fine, ma'am, I understand. All right, so I'm waiting there for a couple minutes while she's talking to me. And so Officer Hernandez comes back and he has this disappointed look in his face. And immediately I knew that, something was wrong. And he told me that my insurance was good, my ID was good, everything was good. But he looks down as he's telling me, AJ, can you get off your bike real quick? And I do. And he's like, yeah, can you step forward over here? And I do. And he tells me to take off my jacket and my helmet. And then when he said that, my heart sunk. I knew I was going to jail right there and then. And this is my first time getting arrested, like going to jail and everything. So as you can see, he's handcuffing me and taking the objects out of my pocket and putting it on the squad car. My phone, my wallet, my pocket knife and such. And so he's reading my rights, and while he's doing that, the only focus was my bike. I'm only worried about my bike. I know I can get out any situation, but my bike, that's what I'm worried about, because everything I had was on it. So right here, Officer Thompson puts gloves on because she's gonna inspect my bike for like illegal stuff, illegal firearms and drugs or something like that, which I didn't have any. I just had my clothes, my camera, and my camping gear. As soon as she approaches the bike, she sees the camera blinking red, meaning that's recording. So she sees the camera and she turns my helmet the other way. so it doesn't record the arrest going on. So right here, I'm still getting arrested. So I get put in the back of the squad car, and then I asked Officer Hernandez if there's any way I can call my friend Ride of Victory so he can pick up my bike so it doesn't get impounded. I told him I'll own up to whatever I've done and I'll pay the price, but is there any way I can salvage my bike? So he thinks for a second and he's like, you know what? Yeah, give him a call. So he hands me on my phone. All right, and mind you, this is sometime after midnight. So I don't know if Ride of Victory fell asleep or anything. So I give him a call and he picks up, and I tell him, Ride of Victory, I need a huge favor. Is there any way you can come to where I'm at right now to pick up my bike because I'm getting arrested? And way before I finish that sentence, he's like, where are you? And so I don't know where I'm at. So I asked the officer, do you know where I'm getting arrested right here? So Ride of Victory agrees to come. So his wife gives him a ride to pick up my bike, but I'm not there when that happens because I'm already getting pulled away to a holding cell. So I am so grateful to Ride of Victory because he came and picked up the bike after midnight. And I'm just so grateful because like that's my bike. You know, anybody can relate that your bike is your baby. So I was happy that my bike didn't get impounded, because if my bike got impounded, then this trip right here, the SEMM 2017, probably would have never happened, because I would have used all my savings that I needed for that trip to get my bike out, so I would have been left out with money. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Ride of Victory, for being such an awesome brother, and I can't wait for SEMM 2019 because we're going on that trip pretty soon. It was not a good experience, but it was an expensive lesson, that's for sure. So I'm very careful now when I'm traveling to make sure I'm not speeding, because I'm in it for the adventure. I'm not in it for the speed. So I'm just grateful I had good friends looking out for me, for Ghost Anime and Ride of Victory. You guys are two awesome brothers that I have the opportunity to travel with. So I can't wait for the more adventures that we're gonna go on. And yeah, that's it. So stick around for the next videos because it's gonna be, now I'm able to upload the videos for SEMM 2017 and 2018. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you later.